8th grade design and modeling. This is Mr. Voigt. Hey, since I won't be here today, I'm going to walk you through how to draw our box in these drawings on a video. So the other day we had gotten to this point on Monday where we drew our sides. Okay, remember we centered this box in this quadrant. We made our quadrants and centered this box in our quadrants. This is our top view. So up here we're going to very nicely put top view. There's not a lot of room to write it there. The only thing we have left to do is make 1/2 inch. So I'm going to put that right on my line. And I'm going to come to 1/2 inch. I'm going to do it up here. Remember, 2 lines or 2 points make a line. So once I do that, I'm going to go ahead and connect my 2 lines. Do not draw into your sides. And that will be the end of your box. That is how the box is constructed. So this has pencils in it. As you can see, that's where those joints are. Okay? That's what we're representing. Same thing over here. Real quick. Doesn't matter how far apart these lines are. 2 points make a line. Or these points are 2 points make a line. Okay, so we are now done with our top view. That is all you can see in that 2D view. Now we're going to move down. The key to this is understanding. I'll take my pencils out for a second. The key to this is understanding. So this view is like this. We barely fit on there at 1:1. The next view is going to be like this, the end of our box. So this takes a little more, a few more lines. And we got to fit it on our page correctly. So it should go straight down. It stay in line and then just flips up. But it should be an exact, line down. So if we remember right, off of our end of our paper, we were 1/2 inch. Okay, so we're going to stay 1/2 inch off this end of our paper. The difference is our box is 2 inches tall total. And what do we have here? We have 5. So we would have had, this is 12 minus 1 1/4. So we are 10 3/4. 5 3/8. So that's what we should be at, right? And it looks like we are at 5 3/8. So what is 1/2 of 5 3/8? Well, 1/2 of 5 is 2 1/2. And 2 1/2, and I'll go ahead and do this for you. So we're trying to figure out well, actually we got to subtract. So 5 3/8, that is the distance between this line and the top of my title box here. This line and the top of my title box. So 5 3/8. I have a 2 inch box that comes out of there. So I'm at 3 3/8, and I got to divide that in half. So I'm at 1 1/2 is half of that, right? What is 1/2 of 3/8? Remember, 3/16. So 1 1/2 and 16ths is 1 8/16. Plus 3, 1 11/16. I will be 1 11/16 down off of this and 1 11/16 up off of this when I get done. So if I come down and I say 1, and these are 16ths right here, 1 11/16. 1 11/16. Now I should also be 1/2 inch over here, right? So I'm going to go my 1 11/16 from there. And how long should I be? I should be 1/2 inch off over here too. Somewhere in there, right? about right there. Okay. On this end, I'm going to come 1 inch and 3, so I'm going to line this up. I'm going to go ahead and line up my 1 inch mark on this, so then I can come 1 3/4. That's the height of my box. And over here, I'm going to be a 1/2 inch off of this side twice. And I'm going to come 1 3/4. So the 1 3/4 is this distance between the top here and this. We'll come back and we'll draw this 1/4 inch later. Okay, and then I'm just going to connect these two. I don't know why it's not drawing over here very well, but okay. So we have that part drawn, and you see how it lines up with this one right here. So you can draw a straight line down, and that's the edge. And I'll clean up my edge with an eraser, just like that. So now this is a 1/4 inch thick, my bottom, and I come in, I believe, 1/8 of an inch. Well, let's check. That looks like 1/8 of an inch. I come in 1/8 of an inch on each end. So what I want to do now is I want to measure in off my end here 1/8 of an inch. Just like that. I'm going to come over here and do it on this side. And all I'm going to do then is come back, connect my two lines, and now I'm going to go 1/4 inch, right? Just like that. I'm going to come over here. So this is a 1/4 inch right here. And this is 1/8 of an inch right here. So I measured in 1/8, measured in 1/8, and made two tiny little marks. Then I put my ruler vertical, and I drew a line 1/4 inch long. Same thing over here. Measured in 1/8, measured in 1/8, put my ruler vertical, drew a 1/4 inch. And then I just connect them. And that will be my representation of my box. Okay, and it is actually, if I put it on here right, the camera doesn't get it at the right angle, but it will be an exact 1-to-1 ratio. Okay, so that's this drawing. I'm going to stop this video, and there'll be a second video for the drawing that goes over here. All that's going to happen over here is we will slide over, just like we done on the other one, and this turns up on end. Boom. Okay, but we stay in line with that. All right.